And on the topic, we are talking to Kun Warapon Sokati Yanurak, the Secretary General, Securities and Exchange Commission, on the line with us today. สวัสดีครับ คุณวรพล
สวัสดีครับองค์นันนักกร
สวัสดีครับคุณวรพลครับ
Welcome to the program. Kun Warapon, what will be the government proposing the infrastructure fund to the cabinet for approval? We understand that the ACC now has originally proposed this concept. Can you explain how this works?
SEC already approved to set up infrastructure fund. The fund will be the raising from investor, and the fund will invest in the private sector. Even private sector set up the infrastructure fund to invest in certain program, right? For example, water supply, expressways, or any other kind of energies plans like renewable energies, telecommunication. This is all infrastructure. So the scheme, the program of infrastructure fund is to provide private sector to invest in infrastructure fund, set up a fund and raise fund from the public. So the investor will invest in this one, and the investment will go to the infrastructure fund, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a way of the capital market to provide the way to invest in infrastructure fund. And that we reduce the burden of the government. Government need a budget to invest, but this is the way to reduce the burden of the government to use the budget to invest.
So you draw money from the private sector?
Yes. So we allow private sector to invest in certain project infrastructure that will reduce the investment from the government. Right. And also reduce or not, we call reduce public debt. So the government will not need the public debt to provide this one. Mm-hmm. So allow investor and allow the capital market to financing some certain infrastructure funds.
And how about the tax incentives for the infrastructure funds?
Yeah. The tax incentive will be. This is the way that we write to propose the cabinet tomorrow through Minister of Finance. We need certain kind of tax provide, like for example, the individual who invests in this one who receives the dividend should be waived for 10 years, for example. Mm-hmm. This is the way to get approval from the cabinet about the waive certain kind of tax like dividends tax, dividend income tax, and certain like the VAT tax for this one. Right? So because the project we have to transfer from private sector to the to certain, so they need some kind of VAT involvement. So the cabinet, we like to propose the cabinet to waive like dividend income tax and certain taxes that are involved in these transactions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Kun Warapon, I'd like to mention on the infrastructure developers, how would they benefit from this fund?
Yes, because they will, for example, if they invest in this fund, they will receive certain we call transfer duty fees, like if they transfer from the project to the fund, they don't need to pay the duty, the tax and certain things like transfer fees and from the land departments. The second one, they use this project, this program, to reduce the investment. After they set up the project, and then they transfer this project to infrastructure fund, right? So they receive the cash to invest something else, right? So it's kind of they transfer the project to the infrastructure fund, and they use the proceeds to invest other projects and go on.
Okay, so for example, EGAT and Waterworks Authority, Expressway Authority will have this special treatment.
Yes.
Okay.
คุณวรพล and
yes.
With other multinational firms and Japanese firms demanding for Thailand to make sure that this does not happen again, and I mean the flood and the infrastructure fund, this could probably make this come true. So when do you think this infrastructure fund will be implemented?
Oh, the infrastructure funds is already approved by the SEC board already. So the private sector can start to set up the fund. But this is just the government want to propose certain benefit to the investor and certain benefit to the private sector when they transfer the project to the fund. They involve certain duties and tax. So we want to waive and want to reduce burden of this one. So this is the last step. The fund, they can be, we allow them to set up a fund already because they already approved. We already approved the project infrastructure fund already. So the criteria and everything is already set up.
Okay, we just wait for the cabinet to finalize everything, and this would benefit everyone, right?
Finalize only the tax involvement.
Okay.
For the project, for the criteria, and also how to set up the fund and who set up the fund and what kind of project already approved by SEC already. So we just need certain approval in terms of waiving some tax benefit.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Kun Warapon, for sharing your information with us.
Thank you very much.
สวัสดีครับ
Bye.